you all doing? Happy Friday. It's a special weekend coming up, which is pretty something, somewhat exciting. We are going to take some time today and show your body some love. How does that sound? Hey, Sherry. How does that sound? We are going to wake up some glutes. Get ready. Sometimes I find that these muscles, these big muscles like our abdomen, our glutes, when they are underused, we kind of just feel schlumpy and we don't feel supported and we don't feel that sense of lift. And so just doing a little bit of movement, it doesn't have to be like a super intense long workout, but just doing a little bit of recruiting, a little bit of waking up can go a really long way. I'm basically just stalling till Dara gets here at this point. But if you have any glute questions or if you have any fave glute exercises, please feel free to throw them in the comment section. And this is a big topic. This is an area for moms that tends to be an area of weakness, and I would just say like underuse. So, can you guys hear me? I'm all of a sudden worried that you can't hear me with these headphones in, but I think either way, you'll probably... Brittany Murphy, hello! Hi! Brittany, the queen of glutes, just showed up. Like, hi! And here comes Dara. Brittany knows and loves the glutes. Thanks, Sherry. So well. So I'm just bringing Dara on. And I have learned many a glute exercise from Brittany. Many, many fun and terrible glute exercises. Hi! I can't hear you.
What's that?
Oh, I couldn't hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Okay. Hello, everybody.
Hi. I think my voice is just really down low. There we go.
Are you sure? Am I loud enough? If those of you who are on there, do you want to just let us know? Can you hear us? Should we take our headphones off? Sometimes I feel like the volume isn't equal.
I am now realizing my headphones are in my ears and they're not working. So.
Rena says I'm glowing today.
Oh, yes.
Some kind of dial tone. Do you guys hear that dial tone noise, or is that my headphones telling me they're going to die? They're just going beep, beep. You can hear us fine. Okay, cool, good. I just have really big windows, and so there's a lot of light in here. It's like natural ring light. But thank you, Rena. You're sweet.
Not fair, because I will this good, and this is what I'm working with.
You're like a small prison cell, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. Okay,
fun because a couple of weeks ago we shared some of our favorite glute moves, so we thought we'd combine them into a follow-along workout. So Laura's going to start us off, and then we're going to alternate. Are you ready?
What? My headphones are not going to work, so I'm going to take mine out. Do you think we should both go wireless, or are we still? Can you hear both of us still?
I already am wireless. These are not working.
Sorry, do you mean? I mean without?
Yes, they're not working. They're not working. They're not working. They're just there for show. They're just there.
Okay. So we're going to start on the mat. Is that right?
We are going to start down on the mat. Yes.
All right.
And just going to tip it down a little bit. So
I'm going to do the same thing.
Dara just sent me her thoughts on this, and I already forget them.
You're going to start with bridge because it's the same exercise we gave in our live 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great. So come on down onto your back. I would love to do bridge right now, personally. And I'm going to do bridge a couple different ways. So come on down onto your back. Place your feet on the floor. Let's just start with a nice, easy, neutral bridge. Your feet just kind of landing easily. So your toes are looking forward. And then can you let your arms, your shoulders settle down on the floor? And when you are ready, just tip your pelvis forward and back a couple times. So you're really kind of rocking along the tailbone. We're going to find ourselves somewhere in the middle. And then when you're ready, we're going to think about 2 guide wires on our hip bones, lifting us up towards the ceiling. And then just drop back down and imagine folding or creasing at the hip joints. So when we lift, we create this openness in the front of the hips. And then when we come down, they kind of crease and close, become shortened. So we're going to lift up and lower down. Now I'm just bringing that up because, you keep going, because that helps with our hip function and hip mobility, which is really nice that we're not just doing glute exercises that are going to blast your butt, but that help your body feel and work better. Now let's keep going, and can you push your feet firmly into the floor like you're trying to push them away from you, and then lower back down. So push your feet firmly into the floor, pushing away from you, and lower back down. See how that feels in your body, in your bum, in the back of your legs. And then I said we would do it a couple different ways. So it's literally the same motion, but I want you to think about pulling the heels towards you. They don't go anywhere, but think about pulling the heels towards you as you lift. Keep going with that. And just notice for you which one maybe turned your glutes and hamstrings on more. Was it pushing your feet away from you, or was it pulling your heels towards you? Let's go for 4. You doing whichever variation of the feet kind of helps you feel your bum more. Last 2. And then because I'm a little bit mean, we're going to hold it at the top, and we're just going to lower halfway and lift. Lower and lift, pressing into your feet. Notice how you're kind of creasing at the hip joints and lifting. Creasing. Anybody feeling their bum?
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. 2 more after this. Last 2. Try not to just squeeze the bejesus out of your bum. Stay lifted. Could you lift those hip bones higher? And then melt your spine down. And you get to take a break from that for a moment.
Okay, that was like 48 bridges.
Did you count?
Okay, so I was gonna do a weighted hip thruster, but we didn't say to bring weights. If you have a dumbbell, you can grab it. I'm gonna switch it up instead of doing a hip thruster which was one of the ones I demonstrated, but it requires having a surface. So if you don't have a surface, we'll do instead a half kneeling get up. So come on down to a kneel position. Now our glutes, when they study the glutes really fire when they go to their kind of extreme range. So when they have to reach back, like a high step up or lunges. And so we're gonna reach our bums back, and we're gonna exhale, come up to the top position of the split squat, and then let's tip forward and get that core going. Step back and come all the way down. So exhale up, and then tip forward into a single leg deadlift. Bring the foot down and come all the way down. Come up to the top of the lunge, pushing into this front leg to work. Tip, step back, and come all the way down. Let's do that 5 more times. Exhale up, and zipping up through the low belly to create stability, and then step back and come all the way down. So 4 more here. Up, tipping forward, extending that back leg all the way back. Dead weight down on the mat each time. Exhale up, tipping into that single leg deadlift, coming all the way back. We should have lots of heat happening through this front hip and glute right now. Last 2 up. The leg hinge, stepping back and coming down. 1 more time on this side. Up, tipping into that single leg hinge, all the way back. Come on down. Beautiful. Ready to switch sides. So bringing the other foot forward. Of course, I have an electrician here. Exactly at the same time as this video. So here's some clunking and sawing. I don't know what electricians bum back, pushing down through that front leg. We're coming up first to the lunge position, and then tipping into our single leg hinge, and then come back and all the way down to the mat. Exhale up, tipping into that single leg hinge, all the way back, and come all the way down. Let all your weight come down each time, reaching the bum back to come up in that split squat, and then in the hinge, back. We've got 5 more on this side, and then Laura's gonna take over again. Up, hinge, reach that back leg long, touch the back toes, and come all the way down. Last 4. Up, reaching the hips back leg goes long if you can. Reach the toes down. Last 3 for this one. Exhale, up, hinge. Oh, it's a conveniently located toy trunk. Down, and last 2. Up, tip into that single leg hinge. Beautiful, all the way back, and all the way down one more time. Up, last one, hinge. Whoa, and then all the way down, right to the mat. Yes, all the way right down to the mat. You can come right down onto your side, and you can have your head lifted here. You can let your head totally rest down on your bottom arm. Those are some of my favorite / non-favorite exercise that Dara just did. So I want you to just kind of let your hip reach away from you towards your feet, and then let it drop. So you're going to reach your hip like you're trying to touch your foot with your top hip, and then let it drop. So what happens when you press the hip forward is there should be a little bit of space underneath your waist, bottom waist, or even just like the hint of it. Just a little less pressure sinking onto the mat. Now let's keep that. And I want you to just feel like your sit bones are a little bit kind of untucked. So you're not squeezing your bum here. Great. You may want to have your hand at your hip or maybe down to the floor for some more stability. And we're just going to keep our feet together and lift the top knee. And then you could breathe kind of as you wish here. I tend to teach it with exhale, lifting the leg, because that's kind of the hardest part of the motion. It encourages our core muscles, our pelvic floor and our abdomen, to kind of turn on and support us through this movement. So this is clam. What is great about this, and Dara and I are just freaking geniuses here, people, is that Dara just worked one area of the bum and got this really nice work and release for the back of the leg. And now we're working a different area of the glutes. So again, we're not just blasting them, but we're really giving you a well-rounded, balanced workout.
I'm just going to let you know that I'm at 15 at this point.
Okay, great. Well, let's hold it there. Hold it there and just lower and lift, little pulses. So now you're going about halfway. And keep going. These pulses are working kind of, like a certain end range of your movement. Let's go for 3. It's also working different kind of fast twitch muscle fibers rather than slow. Good. Let's take a break. Take your time, press your way up, swing your legs around to the other side, and come on down. It's nice that we get a little break. As much as Dara is, pointing out how many we've done, you do get to lay on the floor, so that's kind of nice. So you're going to press your hip away and then let it go. Press your hip towards your feet so my top waist has lengthened. Just do that a couple more times. So pelvic stability, hold there. Pelvic stability is really important here. So we're going to just lift the top knee and lower so that your pelvis, your hips are not rolling back as you lift the leg, that it's just your leg. Good. And we've kind of brought our pelvis into a pretty neutral position here. We're not tucking the bum under. Pelvis is fairly, in a nice stacked position.
Is it 12?
Okay, great. Let's go for 5 more after this. 4 more after this, sorry. Good. You can really kind of think about these big muscles on the outside of your hip, like drawing, tightening, pulling your leg up, drawing your leg up. The next time you lift that leg, hold, and we're going to do little pulses, down and up, down and up. Good. Keep going. Keep breathing. Check that your pelvis isn't rocking. Go for 4. For 2. Ooh, baby. And let that go.
Okay, so we're gonna come on up to standing. So use a nice get up to come safely up. No, my head is cut off here. All right, so let's go into a sumo position. Your choice to add some weight here. So if you have a couple of dumbbells, this would be a great time to grab them. You can also grip a single dumbbell if that feels better. Or even run and grab a couple cans from the pantry. You can do this body weight as well, but I'm going to do a little bit of hinging, which will feel a little more challenging with weight. So we're going to step the feet out to a sumo position. So I want to think about my toes being turned out, but that turnout coming from the hips. So take the hips and turn them out to meet the toes. Your toes should not be wider than your hips and your knees can go. We're going to let these dumbbells hang down in front. I've got, I don't know, 15. But anything is just going to add a little weight to those glutes. We're going to feel those side glutes we just warmed up in clamshell. Inhale to reach the bum back and the knees wide, coming into a sumo squat. Exhale, press up. Let's just do that 2 more times together. Inhale, reach the knees wide. Exhale up. And at the top, I'm still squeezing my knees and my hips out in that turnout like a ballerina. Pause here. Now we're going to hinge in sumo. Reach the bum back. Bring the hips forward. Reach the bum back. Bring the hips forward. One more time. Knees reach out. Reach the hips back. Bring them forward and back to squat. Here we go. Down. Up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. And hinge. 1. Squeeze forward. 2. Woo, my side glutes are firing up. 3. We're going to do 3 more of each. Here we go. Down. Push up. Down. Keep pushing those knees up to your middle toes. Down. Keep reaching them out even as you come up. Hinge. Drive the hips forward. Hinge. Drive the hips forward. Hinge. 2 more of each. Let's go. Squat. Down and up. Squat. Down and up. Squat. Down and up. Keep that turnout. You got to keep fighting for it. Your hips are going to try to turn in. Keep reaching your knees out, your hip bones out like that clamshell. Ready? One more time. Let's do 5 of each. Ready? For 5, 4, 3, squeeze, 2, 1 more, reach back. Ready? 5 hinges. Reaching back, bringing the pubic bone forward. Sitting bones reach back, pubic bone comes forward. Sitting bones reach back. Keep that turnout. Last 2. Ready? 1 more time. Reach back, reach back, reach back. Drive forward and rest. Woo! All right. We got 2 more exercises.
Yes, come on down to the floor. Come on down. Just gonna see if I can give a little bit of space. Okay, there are a lot of variations here. I think we're gonna go with just kind of a traditional one. So we're gonna place our hands underneath our shoulders, knees underneath your hips, and let's just take a moment to kind of sink into gravity here and then press up. So I just want you to feel that your arms are working to hold you up. Pressing up. Good. Now when we come up here, I want you to notice that your bum is not tucked under, your bum is not really lifted, so your back is sinking, it's fairly neutral. And let's extend one leg back, bending the knee like you're trying to kick your bum, and then that bent knee is going to start to tap towards the floor and up towards the ceiling. Towards the floor and towards the ceiling. So it can be somewhat helpful to kind of put something behind your leg, like a pillow. A yoga block is probably a bit much, but like a rolled up towel. Just to kind of help keep that there. It also really lights up your hamstrings. Now I want you to bring lots of weight onto the same hand as the leg that's moving. Use those arms. Good. So much work here. Let's go for 3. Do you think we should do little pulses? I think we probably should. It's a little bit of a theme. So let's hold it there. Use your arms, and you're just going to lift that foot to the ceiling. Lift, lift. Yes. Pour weight into your hand, the same hand as the leg that's lifted. For 3, for 2, your back isn't arching. For 1, oh my gosh. Let it go. You can give your hips a little sway. You could do cat-cow. You could curse a little bit. I'm going to switch sides. Okay, so let's really lift up. Extend the opposite leg back. And bend that leg. Something that's really common is to lean over towards the other leg. So I want you to really keep your weight centered as you tap and lift. Tap and lift. And you're only lifting so high that your pelvis and back don't arch, that they don't sink. So this is so much core work. You could do this with your leg long. That would be a little bit easier for sure. Pour your weight into the hand, the same hand as the leg that's moving. We're going for 3. For 2, that big glute muscle working to lift your leg up. Hold it there. Little pulses, ready? Lift the heel. Lift. This is really common that you just let your back arch. Try not to let that happen. For 3, 2, 1, take a break.
All right.
Whew.
So let's finish in standing. Although I'll give you one, I'll do one release after this, but this is our last strength exercise. So you're gonna come back to those dumbbells if you have them. If not, another option is if you don't have dumbbells, I should have said this for the sumo as well, but you can take a mini band under your front foot and in your opposite hand. So you might use 1 or 2 dumbbells for this. I'm going to demonstrate it with 1. Visually, it's a little easier. So we'll step the right foot forward, and the left toes are going to step behind in a kickstand stance. Roll the shoulders down and back. The feet are pretty close together. They're just maybe, 4 inches between my back toes and my front heel. Shoulders down and back, ears over the shoulders. Bring the abs in a little bit before we even start. And we're going to inhale, reaching the sitting bones back, just like we did in that sumo position, only now we're aligned differently. Drive the front foot down. So we're going to really feel this, and we're in that kickstand. We're not as Laura's doing it, but like a back toes down kickstand position. So both feet are staying on the ground the whole time. Inhale, reach the bum back. Exhale, drive the hips forward. Inhale, reach the bum back. Exhale, drive the feet forward. If it doesn't feel super hard, go ahead and grab that second dumbbell. Inhale, reach back. Really focusing about 80 to 90% of your weight in that front glute and hamstring. So I reach back, and then I push that foot down to come forward with my hips. We've got 4 more here. Push the hips forward. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. And then we're going to come down and hold it there. And we're going to tap this foot in and back. In and back. In and back.
in and back. For 6, 5, stay nice and solid. I'm not standing there, just burning out that glute a little bit. For 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, ready? Switching sides, and we'll come down for a glute stretch on the mat. We are all done. So you can put it in the opposite hand of the front leg, stepping the other toes back into kickstand, square the hips off, so the back heel is lifted and all the toes point the same direction. Ears back over the shoulders, and let's go inhale down, bum reaches back. Notice in hinge, my chest stays higher than my hips. It's not that I can't go lower, it's that once my hips don't go back anymore, I'm just using my back to lower the torso at that point. So bum reaches back, bum comes forward. Bum reaches back, bum comes forward. Adding in that second dumbbell, if you want it, bum reaches back, bum comes forward. We've got 8 more here. 7, pushing that front foot down to find that power. Hips reach back, push the front foot down. 5 more, drive the front foot down. Last 4, last 3, last 2, 1 more, then we're going to come down, do that little repeater. Ready? Down and hold. Other leg out and in. Out and in. I'm saying it backwards. In and out. In. Try to keep the chest up. If you're holding weights, pull them back close to you so your spine stays nice and long. Your hips stay still on the standing leg for 3, 2, 1, and stand. Woo! Let's come on down. Let's do one little stretch to wrap it up. So coming onto your back, let's cross one leg over into a figure 4 stretch. Probably most of us know this position. We're going to bring it in to the chest. Usually they'll say reach between the legs. You don't need to do that. You can also grab hold of your knees and pull them in this way if that helps you keep your back on the floor and your neck and your head relaxed. We're going to take one breath here. We're going to do a bit of a moving stretch so you don't get too comfortable because it is only 2 p.m. and you probably have to go back to work. So you can bring the foot to one side. It doesn't have to touch the floor. Exhale, pull back to center. Bring the knee to the other side. Exhale, pull back to center. So as we're doing this, we could turn the palms up to give a little passive stretch to the chest, or even bring them up in a Y shape, which will feel like a bit more of a stretch as you twist. And only lower in a range you can control. So inhale, lower. Exhale, a little bit of core work, pulling it back actually. Maybe more than a little when your arms go overhead. Quite a bit of core work, pulling it back. One more on the other side. Getting some nice rotation through the lower back too. And then switch. Crossing over on the second side, pulling into the chest. Whatever you prefer, either under this leg or grabbing hold of both. If you want to pull it in a bit tighter. Just take 1 or 2 nice, long, slow breaths here. And then hands wherever you need them. Try to keep both shoulder blades on the floor so the twisting is just kind of from the waist down. Bringing it to one side. Exhale to center. The other side. Exhale to center. Let's just do that a few more times. I'm just going to go at your own pace. But you can see we're trying to move with control here. So inhaling it over. Exhaling to pull back. Inhale over. Exhale, pull back. Inhale over. Exhale, pull back. One more time. Let's go. Inhale over. Far as you can go. Last time. Over. Back to center. And relax. That was great.
That was great. You just want to stay there.
Glutes are like my fave. Glutes and back. All the back body stuff.
Mean, I hope all of you loved and felt that.
Yes.
I know that you will probably have been feeling many sensations, not just purely of the glutes. There's lots of work for your legs and your feet and your ankles and your knees. So hopefully you just feel really lovely and supported from the ground up.
Honestly, what could be better than working your back body, your posterior chain midday, and just waking those glutes up and those core muscles after sitting on your butt at your desk all morning. Oh yeah, that was a very, very targeted on the glutes, and you might get a little hamstring and a little core from that, as Laura said. All those muscles are kind of assisting.
Yes.
One thing to notice, if you feel your low back tomorrow though, that might be an indication that we're not having exactly the placement we want with the hips in these exercises. So if you do this workout and the next day you feel low back instead of glutes, shoot us a DM, because some of that just comes down to understanding how to find that engaged core so your low back doesn't do all the work. But whenever you do glutes, there's some people who are going to get that little bit of low back stuff happening as you train your body. That was really nice.
Great send off into the weekend.
Don't forget, the Movement for Mama's membership is still on for all of May. I don't know if you said that at the beginning and I missed it.
I'm not sure, but it's true. You can still grab all 12. You'll get 3 workouts a week, so you can catch up on that. Do some movement this weekend for yourself, and join us and start next Monday.
We had a body weight legs this week, also a mobility this week. Happy Mother's Day, Sherry. And what was our last one? I can't recall. Oh, was it cardio?
Yes,
mobility,
balance
some
and
body
burn.
weight
Balance
legs,
and burn.
cardio. Yeah, it was a great week, especially if you don't have a lot of equipment. Tons of good stuff in that Movement for Mama's membership. Okay, back to our desk.
All right, have a good
Bye,
week,
everybody.
Bye.